Council, PSCE, our beloved principal, Dr. R.M. Mahalingegowda sir, distinguished participants, and all others who are part of this FTP. It is an honor for me to welcome Dr. R.M. Mahalingegowda, Principal, PSCE, who always wholeheartedly extend his support to every kind of activities at PSCE. Sir, I welcome you for this program.
Thank you.
It's a great pleasure for me to welcome Dr. Iron Gowda, who is a great personality by himself. He is an ex-scientist at G-Level National Institute of Aeronautical Limited, Bangalore. Sir, with your all supports, today we are able to organize this program in a well-planned manner. You have helped us a lot in organizing this function. I welcome you to this program, sir. Dear participants, the core objective of the program is to equip the research scholars with a set of skills and potentially to undertake the research very effectively in all the disciplines and to turn completed research into publishable materials of high quality in the form of articles, journals, and books. This workshop is designed to offer the practical guidelines and direct the researchers through all the stages of research, from identifying a research problem to the submission of a dissertation, report writing, and research article. This event intends to deal with a variety of qualitative and quantitative research methods used in the research. It also gives exposure to data analysis with the help of software package. The workshop consists of both theory and practical, and by the end of the program, you are expected to develop conceptual clarity and practical knowledge to undertake quality research and writing good research papers, project proposals, and others. With this brief introduction about the program, now I request our beloved principal, Dr. R.M. Mahalingegowda sir, to deliver the inaugural address. Sir, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Kodandaram, the librarian from our PSC. Indeed, good morning to all who have joined for this FDP program. Good morning. And it is indeed a great pleasure for me to inaugurate the today's FTP organized by the Library and Information Center under the coordinatorship of our eminent librarian Dr. Kodandaram from PS College of Engineering. It is a great moment for all of us, and he has taken a very touching topic to improve the skill for the research, mainly titled as Developing Effective Research Skill. I hope this FDP will help the researchers who are involved throughout the nation and who have joined for this program in a big way to carry out their research in gaining much knowledge about the research skill, exposing to the various domains of research methodology and scientific databases, and hands-on training on reference management and insight into research metrics. These are the various topics which are being planned and to be covered in this FDP program. I hope the various experts, invited experts who are delivering lecture in this FDP will reach to the point of concern of the FDP. Normally, the topics to be covered have been listed as research characteristics and skills, digital platform for teaching and learning, stress management, e-resources, and that too including demo, literature review, data analysis with SPSS, software and scientific writing, academic integrity, measuring research output. Overall, looking at all the topics which have been listed to cover in this FDP, I hope as a myself started a career apart from teaching as a researcher, I feel this is a very touching topic that everybody who are involved in the research must make best use of it and actively participate to get benefit out of this FTP program. And really, I welcome all the participants as well as the experts who are online to deliver the lecture especially in the days to come and including today's lecture. And also, I take opportunity to thank our the Library and Information Center, mainly the coordinator Kodandaram, who has taken initiative to get this FTP get sanctioned from AICT under AICT Training and Learning, also known as Atal Academy. And it is a great pleasure for us to receive this FDP kit from the AICT and to cater to the needs of the researchers throughout the nation. I hope there are many participants who have joined our program, the FTP program. Please make best use of it. For this, they have given me an opportunity to deliver an inaugural address. With this, I thank all who are directly or indirectly involved in organizing this FTP, mainly our coordinator, single-handedly is handling all this program. I thank him. On behalf of the PS College of Engineering, I welcome all the participants. Thank you one and all for this short inauguration speech and an opportunity given for me to deliver the talk. Thank you. Thank you one and all. Please be active in this program and make best use of it. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your inaugural address. Now it's time to introduce our resource person, Dr. H.S. Sidmalaya, who is going to handle the first session on domain-specific characteristics and skill. Sir, are you there, sir? Sidmalaya, sir? Sidmalaya, sir? Yeah, okay. Dear participants, today we have with us Dr. H.S. Sidmalaya, sir. Sidmalaya, sir, was a principal, library information officer at Nihmans, Bangalore. He did his BSc from Mysore University and obtained his BLIC, MLIC, PhD degree from Bangalore University. He was a chairman of HealthNet Review Committee and University Librarian, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science. He started his career at IIM Bangalore. Later, he joined Nihmans in 1985 and served there for 28 years. He also brought some notable projects from various national agencies like DST, DBT, ICMR, and NIC. He also developed National Neuroscience Information Center, publishing 3 major Indian journals on CD. He was the president of Karnataka Library Association, and he is presently the president of Health Library Association of India. He conducted 3 national and 1 international seminars. He also visited various countries to deliver his invited and technical talks. He also visited European countries as a British Council scholar. Recently, he has visited Thailand and other Asian countries to deliver his invited talks. He has published more than 40 articles and book chapters to his credit. With this brief introduction of him, I would like to request you to take over the session. Sir,
is it audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you for a nice introduction and also an opportunity to share my views. Actually, this topic has been coined more than me by Dr. Gowder. And in fact, the whole thinking about a research itself is something like, it's a conceptualization. When we ask which is most important when conducting research or doing research, and is it required more reading, is it required more training, or what is it required? Actually, many researchers say it is thinking time. Actually, the research started with thinking from the days of Aristotle. It was a methodology itself was thinking, and the philosophers used to think and analyze it. So that is how the conceptualization of research is by thinking. But even this talk also, when Dr. Gowder told me, I started thinking, how do you package this? Because it's a very broad topic. It's a very broad thing. And so many domains are there and so many fields are there. And if I have to go each one in the comparative style, it is boring, and also it takes too long a time. But what I could think is, let us conceptualize there is something domain-based research characteristics, listing all the research characteristic and also explaining each characteristic is possible, but it takes time. Still, I have tried my level best to give an overall picture of how the domain-based research characteristics are there to pursue. See, again, when we come to the research field itself, research thinking itself, or conceptualizing itself, which is important? Is it the domain? Is it the researching as a conducting the research itself? Is that knowledge is important? Is it the knowledge of research method is important? Is it the literature survey or literature review? Or is it good knowledge is required to find what is the topic that one can do? If I ask the same thing in a different style, again, if I say which is the difficult among above, people say identifying the topic. Each one have mentioned a different experience. If the guide gives the topic, they don't feel about the difficulty of the topic itself. So that is how the research coining or a conceptualization has got a different strength, but no doubt domain knowledge is most important, and understanding the research method is next important. Again, conducting a literature way, which majority of the librarians are doing, and researching, actually conducting a research also is important. Of course, people use the term research very liberally, particularly when somebody is talking in a TV, popular speakers or news readers or news paper people, they say, I did some research on internet and I did this, I got this. So finding information or searching information, if that is a research, then librarians are doing 10 times a day. Librarians are doing every day, searching information for the users. See, that's why when I talk, usually I simulate both searching and researching. So researching is actually emanate from searching for the topic, searching for the literature, conducting a literature survey. All these things are searching. But when we're searching, there is a set of rules, there is a set of logic, there is a set of resources, there is a set of databases and bibliographic database or full text database, or so many things are there. There it needs a different knowledge altogether, which users are not daily using this. Librarians are conducting a survey of what are the resources available, what are the technology available, what is the search engine, which is suitable for academic, which is suitable for popular, which is what for finding or searching a popular information or a conceptual information or a deep research, comprehensive in literature, all these things. So this is also a kind of a research, but it's not discovery. It is, again, the word discovery is also used by the search engine people. So there is very thin line as far as the popular people of populace is concerned. It is a very thin line, searching and researching. When we say discovery, the discovery services and tools, even finding an information, searching the information is also becoming a discovery in this technology world, in this internet world. So that is why it is a thin line between these two. What is important in research, starting the research or coining the research topic or finding a research topic? There are two concepts. One is knowledge gap, one is knowledge map. To find out a research topic, you should know where is the gap, which is most current one, which is on demand, which is required for the people. That becomes the most important for finding a research topic. And research map is most important for setting the context. See, same domain aspects, in the domain aspects, as librarians, everybody knows thesaurus is going to map the universe of knowledge. And our subject headings and tree structure of the subject heading and where the content. See, as every time when I am mentioning, as librarians, how do we talk to engineers? How do we talk to doctors? How do we talk to researchers? Without knowing the domain itself. But we, as librarian, will pinpoint which particular context what that user is talking, because he has got a knowledge mapping tools. He knows how to map it. And I mentioned the difficult terms in medical. Whenever they mention it, we used to see in the tree structure where it comes, what is the context of this particular question. That is how most important for academicians and the researcher is finding the knowledge gap and mapping the knowledge so that they can put the context, they can fix the context. See, that is how the research is looked at, but librarians are very sound in this. And that is why the majority of the research activity, research methodology, researching, or even author support systems are conducted by the librarians. See, whether the academicians and researchers agree or not, familiarity about the resource, familiarity about mapping of resource, the literature, familiarity of finding the gap of the literature, or current events or currency of the actually research itself, everything librarians can do much better than others, much better than the researchers, much better than the academicians. So that is why this particular part of finding or mapping is more important in the research itself or even academic things. Fundamentally, the process of research is similar in all domains, but not the same. Say even social science researcher says, what is social science research? If he says like that, he says systematic investigation, systematic rules and set of rules for gathering a data, set of rules to define the objective of the research. So, but most important in all these things, how to find an evidence and prove it. That becomes an important. So majority of it are same, but not exactly the same. But when we say, why research? People say, why you conduct? There is so much of research, why you conduct? There are so many questions, but discovering the answer is important. Exact answer. Finding answer is different from discovery. Search for answer or discovering answer is different. Finding answer means answer is somewhere there, available. We have to find it. But discovering answer, we have to conduct a research or differentiate the answer. Even there are so many answers. Even your objective test question paper, you will see 4 answers. What is the most relevant one? There are 3 relevant answers are there, but even then, to reach an exact one, you have to differentiate the answers. So you have to discover the answer. But in this case, you have to conduct a research to find out exact answer to the question if you are framing a focused question. That means preparing a focused question also is a science in its own way. Because whenever we conduct a search on a databases, we conduct a focus question divided into the terminologies, and also we build a logic and a search logic where whether the proximity of the word is same or a phrase or so many things are there in that. And also limitation of the search and delimiters are used and subheadings are used. And see, day in and day out, librarians are using its own logic for searching and pinpointing the search result. But nowadays, everybody are using on discovery, the Google, and they say this one and they get something, use something, forget something. But in research, the support of the librarians are more important in all these things. But research is conducted to gain new knowledge. There is no knowledge of that particular area. That's why the research is conducted. Or to understand the phenomenon in maybe in the natural science, social science, or somewhere, or even the regular day in and day out in business. Whatever may be the case, the research is required to understand that phenomena. And to make informed, educated, discovered decision, we need a research. We say informed decision or educated hypothesis. To answer educated question or to answer educated hypothesis, there is a research. To answer that, you need a research. Again, research is required to review and re-establish already established or fundamental truth. That is why we call research. See, no research result is permanent. It is repeated and again disputed and again come out with a different answers. Day in and day out, there's so many fundamental truth or research again and again. That is why it is called research. It is not just searching. It is again and again conducted. Some author found out something and other author said, no, that is not the case. And some other author will say, even in the biological research, day in and day out, they are repeating what is the side effect of the drug. And they are discarding so many drugs and they're introducing a new drug. So many things. This research is continued, a cycle itself. And you conduct a research, you come out with one more question of research. You start a research with a question, conduct a research, and come out with one more question. May not be a full answer. So that is why this research is again a cycle. It keeps going on a same topic, on the same environment, conducted by using the same tools and technique. That is why the research, so many people, when I was silent, so many people used to go, can I review that particular research which I am not feeling comfortable? They were thinking every time you conduct a research is for the new knowledge. No, it is not the case. You can review, re-establish already established a fundamental truth. You can conduct. And you can also try and find out a new pattern from authentic scientific theories. Whether the theory may not be good. Theory is the basic thing for in the science to conduct a further research or application research. But if theory is wrong, theory is correct, theory is authentic, so many researchers are conducted repeating the research. And also, there are so many notions available, and to modify those existing notions also you can conduct. But there are some research, logical aspect, they conduct a logical research on physics, use the same thing on a chemistry, use the same thing on some other subject. That is not a repetition, that is a copy. So they just copy this on another subject and come out with the same result. That's not a repetition, that is not a research. See, but sometime, supposing I conduct some analysis on a physics, may not be suitable for chemistry. If you are finding analytical tool itself is different thing, but they exactly use the same, replicate same thing to the other subject is not correct. So that's not a correct research. So that is why the search on this research characteristics has to be understood. Most important in all the cases is the characteristics. What is to be done, what is not to be done, what is correct, what is false. The falsification of research is almost 40%. So that line, thin line, but it is a very thin line to differentiate the good and the bad. That is why the characteristics of the research itself has to be understood properly. There are two aspects in scientific method. One is method itself, other one is result. If I start, which is more important, result is important. If the means of reaching the result is not good, the means is nothing but method, then result is also not correct. You will not get a desired result. So method and result, actually method drives the result. The research method is driven by certain rules and set of guidelines, set of standards. All these things, if you follow that methodology has been, the methodology has been studied and come out with the methods for different context, different subject, different the topics. So there you have to be very careful in using the correct method. Therefore, research is organized and systematic way to find answers to the questions. Systematic is nothing but definite set of procedures. See, systematic means, oh, strict. No. It is, you have to follow some definite set of procedures, definite set of steps to go about. That is systematic. Organized is a planning procedure or a method procedure, how it has to be done. And that specific, within that specific scope, how you have to conduct it. Actually, the finding answer is to an hypothesis or to the research question. Again, end may be again a research question from some other research. But majority of the research, you won't get an answer at all. You will say, you give us some hypothesis, you come out with some research question, you won't get a question, you won't get an answer. It's still an answer. No answer is also an answer. If at all you follow a proper methodology to answer that question, create a proper context to that particular question, create a proper hypothesis, tested hypothesis, then no answer is also still an answer in the research field. So people say in my 6 hypotheses, only 2 are proved, 3 are not proved. It's good. Very few people say not proved. Everybody try to somehow make it to prove. Say, come out with something. That's what a research, established research. That is why the established facts are reviewed to verify whether that is true or not. That is how we are looking at. But in each of this, technique varies with a dose, like organic or inorganic, behavior or other social. See, example, human body, living and non-living. And in living, if at all you are considering societal activity or a behavior, it is again a different. If it is if you are conducting a research on a biological body, biological aspect or nature, then it is different. Like that, technique and methodology varies with the domain. So discovery is based on observable experience and empirical evidences. These two are the most important thing. It demands accuracy in observation or even evidence finding or describing. See, one person, see, 5 persons are sitting and observing a bird sitting on particular tree. Maybe you take that as an example. But each one describe that particular bird sitting on a tree is different. So the description has to have a context. Some person may be looking at a color of that particular bird, or it's a shape of the bird, or how it is sitting, or as a whole nature and that color conference or contrast. So many aspects are there to observe. But until and unless your observation and the context is set, your description is not going to be correct. Your description is going to be right. So that is why each and everything, why they are set of rules or given, set of instructions are given, method is followed and flow is there, because you have to create an accurate observation and description. When you are collecting a new data or gathering a data, you have to collect from the primary resources, and sometimes you get a existing data is there, but for the purpose you have to modify it in an analytical style. So now there are so many other methods have come called meta-analysis. In the statistical procedure, that meta-analysis, they collect the existing data, existing table, existing findings, and then within that gold standard, then they analyze it for the particular purpose. Somebody is analyzing it for economics, somebody is analyzing it for the social aspect or societal aspect or progress or health or community health. So many things are there. So when you are, it involves gathering of new data. If you are gathering a new data, it has to be from primary source, otherwise existing data for the particular context and the purpose. You have to. And it has to be, research has to be characterized, carefully designed procedures. Research design is very, very important. So method depends on the particular domain, nature of research. There are so many natural sciences, social sciences, social anthropology, psychology. So many subjects are there in the healthcare, hospitality, environment, business. See, each one have got all kind of investigation. Natural science also have got a social research. Social research also have a behavioral test of the natural sciences. So there is a thin line of difference, but still, when you specify research, there is a specific method. Otherwise, you will not get a good result. There are a range of tools. Now, particularly in this technology world, there are so many tools of research. Earlier tools are also like in a descriptive survey, you are using a questionnaire, interview scale, or a scaling method. All those things were there. Now, it is little modified with a digital environment, how we go about, how you automate that particular all tools also. You should know how to use them for the best effect. That is now the latest addition is that tools are becoming more important in research. So one technique or one tool does not fit all domain or all topics, all research. That is very clear. So that is why I said domain. So research is the only one way of several ways. It is one of several ways. But it is the dominant way of knowing or knowledge, acquiring a knowledge. Earlier, as I said, the epistemologists recognized different sorts of knowledge. There was an intuitive knowledge. Even now, even the lower, when we are classifying the learners, we say intuitive learner or logical pattern matching learners, or so many. That kind, the pattern matching learners are different from intuitive learners. So it was epistemology identified that particular type of knowledge from the beginning. Intuitive the belief, faith. As I said, empirical knowledge is also one of the things which is most probable, most researchers are following, that empirical knowledge is determined through the observation and experiment. That there are 4 or 5 kinds of knowledge. There are so many, some more things. But to make you clarify, just to clarify, you need to know the basic concept if I want to create a domain understanding. So in the science, you have to investigate and discover the facts in natural subject. They are all, and there are some, in science, there are some formulated laws and principles are there. And there are so many investigations already available, verified and tested. So this fixed laws, formulate laws, principles and theories in science is very common, that you need to investigate and discover. In technology, human modify the nature itself. So for the use of people, for their needs, they modify or enhance the control over that natural environment. That is what the research is done in the technology. And in engineering, they design and develop structures, so many operators, experiments, machine management. All these things, they do the research on these particular development of so many things. So the concept to domain is, science is to understand why and how of nature. Engineering is to shape it for the needs of the human effect. So the science people, that scientist usually means, they say science. They study the world as it is. But engineers create the world for the convenience of the people in a different, using that particular natural thing. And also it is to clarify that the invention is something new, but innovation is new way of doing something. So you are not, you can come out with a new things, or you can come out with a new ways of doing something. That's also a good research. Invention is definitely a good research, but new ways of doing innovation is more in technology and engineering than the science. So science discovery method is abstraction. The process is conceptualizing the whole understanding, and based on the theory, the result that comes out with is natural law-like. It's like a law statement. In engineering, the method is a modeling concrete. It's a concrete modeling of particular environment, and it is to optimize. There is nothing like a conceptualization. Conceptualization is done in the science. But in the engineering research, there is an optimization. They optimize it. Again, it is like a rule statement, not like a natural law statement. Science comes out with a law, but engineering comes out with a rule. It is not a law. So there is a clear-cut differentiation, if at all one understands the difference between the engineering inventions and science. Usually they call it a discovery. In engineering, they call it as an invention. They come out with an invention. So there is a difference between the law and the rule, and optimization and a conceptualization, abstraction and a modeling concrete. This particular lines has to be understood in between the applied research and the pure science research. So research make use of all four of these. It uses intuitive knowledge. It uses the intuition of a researcher at the initial idea of research to come out with a topic or initial idea or ideation. That intuition is more important. And it has to be after the intuition knowledge comes out, or whatever the knowledge or information comes on the intuition may not be correct or may be correct, but it has to be authenticated authoritatively in reviewing the literature. That is why we got review of literature to authenticate whether what we are doing is duplicating, what we are doing is correct or wrong. And next thing is, in conducting a research, we use logical. Actually, logical angle also we are thinking as a researcher, you need to be a logical thinker and finding the reasoning from the findings to lead to the research. And then empirical, this observation is very important. So now after the vaccination of COVID, the empirical studies are improving. See, some population to population, what difference, what is the side effect, what is the time that it takes, how much of immunity it is improving on a different children, what happens in different age group, what happens. All these things are empirical research. The observation, once it is executed again, the observation of its reaction. That is how the empirical research is become more important than all other research. And empirical thinking is very important in procedures. So next we'll come to the characteristics concepts. So as I said, empirical means direct observation, logical means valid procedures and principles. And cyclical means start with a problem and again end with a problem. That whatever I said is question, you start with a research question, conduct a research and come out with one other question. It's also a cyclical research. Analytical research is a procedure after collecting the data. And critical thinking, again, is a precise judgment. Methodological thing is systematic methods and procedure using set of rules or laws or theories or regulations. And replicability is the real research design. It is for repetition of the same research to come out with whether it's a conclusive result or it's a valid result or other something, some problem is there or not. So these are the characteristic concepts that we need to understand about the research. There are so many variables, you may be knowing all these things because a lot of time has gone in between the disturbance. So I'll run the slides. So there is independent variable, dependent variable, control variable, intervening variable. These are more important. And again, moderate variable. This in conducting research. Concentration on the variable itself is more important. Methods are derived, or procedures are derived, and even hypotheses or questions are derived based on this. So whether it is a moderate variable or say dependent, independent, or whatever it is, see, these variables are the one which facets are the one which will you figure out your question or answers. It figures out the answers. So there are so many research, library research, field research, laboratory research, applied research, fundamental and pure research, and there are so many other natural phenomena and generalization of human behavior. So most important among all these things is quantitative and qualitative. So majority researchers come, okay, sir, I want to do a research and I need to prepare a questionnaire, or I conduct a survey and come out with a result. See, the quantitative research are more, but qualitative research are very less. Qualitative is nothing but investigating the reasons for. Supposing we say there is the footfalls to the library physically has come down. How many people are coming, how many ladies are coming, how many students are coming, how many teachers are not coming, why all that sample you can take, how many and many and many. I come out with the result, okay, these are not coming, these are not coming. But we do not know the reason why they are not coming. The investigation of that reasons investigation of why they are not coming to library is important. So that is why the quantitative research are more little difficult to conduct a qualitative research. Basically in the behavioral sciences, the qualitative research is more important. The quantification of behavior is difficult. And there are conceptual experimental research. So abstract idea to come out with a theory. Philosophers and thinkers are using the conceptual and experimental research. And empirical research also relies on experiment and observation, and also verification of the facts and prove and disapprove. There are two basic approaches, as I said, quantitative and correlative. In the quantitative research, inferential, experimental, simulation approach of research. I am now running the slide very fast. I am not going for a detailed explanation because time is very short. Inferential is also known to people, and simulation approach involves quantitative. There are so many concepts already out there. There is a difference between research methods and research methodology also. See, and research means something to so many people. If for the student, it is a career. Oh, I conduct this PhD and I got a promotion, done. And for a philosophers and thinkers, it is an outlet for new ideas and insights. For literary men, it is a new creative writing, creative work, a new style of writing. For analysts and intellectuals, generalization of new theory. See, theories need not to be accepted by all the people in India or all globally. That theory generalization is also important. Hello. Hello. Okay. Research methods and research methodology. Methodology is science of methods, and it is a whole design work framework. Research methods also are of a different group. Some are collecting and acquiring an idea to arrive at a required solution. Second group, mathematical and statistical techniques used in establishing the relationship. Hello, is it audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, audible, sir.
Somebody is ringing. That's why I just wanted to know whether you are clear or not.
No, sir, your voice is clearly audible and
Okay.
your screen is also
It is
visible.
also okay. First group and second group is mathematical and statistical technique. People are establishing relationship between data and unknown ideas that they want to come out with. Third is evaluative research. They want to see the accuracy, whether this research is accurate or not. But the second and third group is analytical tools of research. They use analytical tools. And there are so many characteristics in there are so many characteristics in science. Objectivity, verifiable, ethical neutrality, systematic exploration, reliability, precision, and abstraction. These are the characteristics which derives whether you are in science, social science, or but common characteristics are there. These are the common characteristics, but majority of these are applied in science. Actual objectivity means accepted fact, ability to see the accepted fact as they are, not one might wish to. You should accept it. Actually, if the morning the temperature is this, means it is temperature is the same. And I wish it should have been cool. It doesn't happen. But no researcher, when you are conducting a research and objectivity, you should not have a belief or your own belief, your own prejudice, your own desire, your own values or preferences. No, you should not have that. You should be neutral from all these things. You should not. You should accept as it is. You should not modify. And this scientific research is verifiable. And actually data is collected from the sensory data, not sensors. Now the sensors they are putting now, artificial sensor, it is your own sensory because of observation. See, all this sensory data is important in verification of that particular scientific finding and verify the. There is an example, is there a God? Is it a question? Because it cannot be sensed and it can't be proved. They cannot be treated as objectively. So it is hypothetical and it is not even hypothetical. There is no reasoning in hypothetical. It's a very vague questions. So whenever you put a research, it should be verifiable, data should be there, and it should be systematic. Ethical neutrality. It should not have any influence on the used in the society. It should not allow use our values. It should not have our emotions to distort the design or conduct it. It should be neutral. As I said, it should be neutral from many things. And systematic exploration, formulation of hypothesis, compilation of fact, analysis of fact, and then generalization to the open public is important characteristics. It should be reliable, it's a self-explanatory and need not to explain. Accuracy, abstraction, and predictability. See, it is not only the description of particular the natural things, it also should predict, okay, if this is this, what will happen? This prediction is also possible in science. Say in the social sciences, the science is dealing with the physical object and social sciences with the social behavior. So science has got a general truth and social science in the social world and the systematic study of human behavior, society. But why it is called science again? There is a word science in the social also. A sociology became social science. Why is it? And it is justified saying that they are also doing systematic study. They also have a social scientists also have a set of rules, set of laws, set of principles, and they are applying the systematic study. They are gathering the procedure data. That is why it is called social science. So whatever the scientific, but conducting research is different, but principles and set of systematic, that means gathering of data and observation is same. And observation of natural phenomena and observation of social world is different. But it is also a scientific research. It is also a systematic research. So that is why the common characteristics empirically testable, either it's a social science or this one, clearly defined variables, facilitate direct observation and corrections, fixed answer, objectivity is important in science, Replicability is important in science, problem solving and scientific steps, methods, nature, replicable. It should be replicable. In both the cases, scientists uses various methods to carry out the work. These methods vary based on the research purpose. There is an inductive research and deductive research. Inductive research is building theory, and the inductive research is testing. The deductive is testing theory. So there is a induction and deduction is also there. There is some attitude about a scientist. So there is everything happens. That is the belief of science. And scientific people are believing there is a reason for existence of anything on this earth. See, we don't even we can't even imagine how many kinds of creatures are there, living creatures are there, how many plants are there, what kind of plants are. You imagine there is a animal under the sea and the sea or outside. So belief is there is a reason why that particular animal or a plant is like that. There is a lot of, and they also have a cause why it is happening like that. So finding the cause and reasons for existence is also a good research. That is a real scientific attitude. Why is this like this? That belief they have a curiosity. Ask questions. And then they should have an objectivity, no bias. They should not have a bias. They accept as it is the science. And critical mindedness, why? And why there is an evidence, find out an. And usually scientists take risk. It may, they don't bother about whether the failures. And intellectual honesty, humanity, and then responsibility. These are the things which is important in science. So social scientists understand social phenomena, functioning of a society, individual behavior, social action, social problems, their effects. These are all important controlled experiment in like science. Social science have got these particular steps. They also they understand the phenomenon of existence of the natural things. Here, the phenomenon of the social sociology or society is understood by the social scientist. And the functions of the society, but there is a function of the material, the particular matter that is exist in physical. And behavior also, behavior of the particular matter also, they understand here it is more complex behavior there. Problems of the society, its effect on economics or whatever is there. Now with the social problems due to COVID-19, what is it and how is it? What is the effect? What is the solution? And they say you wear a mask, maintain a distance and hand wash. That is a solution they suggest. So that social behavior is established in connection with that particular spread of the disease and spread of the virus, and they are going to give the prevention methods. And then what has to be done, how you have to educate the people. There's so many things. It is even the social scientist and community health is more visible than the natural things or microbiology things or molecular things. So that visibility is there because it's directly applied to society. So there is a research on theory building. Okay, they build an explanation on phenomena, statement of what causes what and why and what circumstances. This theory phenomena, theory building is also most important research that's happening, and concepts, its relation and whatnot. There is something called a grounded theory building. It's a research process. It's a theory of the research process itself and pattern of event. And there is a bottom-up conceptual analysis theory, and there is extend and modify existing theory is there, and then apply existing theory for the new concept. So with all these things, I am just a little running fast. The conceptualization from idea to the publication is a difficult task. That conceptualization is more difficult than conducting a research. Once you conceptualize, conducting a research becomes a routine aspect. Once even the chemistry, they know the reaction method, they conduct again and again, come out with the result until they come to normalcy. So conceptualization of a research from the idea to publication, it is not just come out with a research outcome and then derive it, report it and forget it. No, up to the publications, libraries are helping. Now, there is something called, with all this idea, why librarians are talking, why, what is to be done with, see, domain-based research, all domain people are there in an institution. Engineering, science, social science, almost all economics, everybody are there in a university. But a librarian is trying to meet the needs of each and everything. See, the misunderstanding is okay, he is maintaining some content on the physical media and the digital media, but we are not bothered. He doesn't know what I am doing, why I am doing, and whether I'm doing a research at a classroom or writing a paper, updating my knowledge. So they don't even bother whether the library or librarian can be a part of speeding up the research. See, in this domain independent this research process, library or information, the content, tool, technology, and content is playing a major part. Library is a central place for everybody. So that is why tool, technology, and content is maintained here. But they think that they can use on their own trial error method, they can find a content on their own. So result, this is the life cycle of research, life cycle. Start with an idea, then collaborate with the departments, various departments, and including proposal writing, process of research and publication. In the process, collect the data, organize the data, analyze the data, and share the data. In both this aspect, in every step, there is a role from a librarian. If they wish to, researcher or academician, or these people, those who are conducting research, wish to, they have much better service from the libraries. If there is only one librarian looking after everything, including administration, circulation, everything, you can't expect him to breathe with that. So that kind of effort is not made by the people. But in China, people are appointing research support librarians, subject librarians. There are some models already available. Majority of the research are delayed because of tool, technology, and content support, lack of common. And because library is at a common facility, everybody try to put all the facility at library, but they don't bother about who is going to feed and conduct or train the users. Librarians are now the front-end librarians. They are not, there is nothing like a back-end work, cataloging, classification, shelving, nothing is there. Now the librarian is in the front end, along with the users, integrated into the activity of the user. That is what is now, see, users are doing. And they are going to find out user need at each different stages of research, in the whole life cycle of research. And practically integrated into all research stages. The library services are integrated to all research stages. And academic research, because it is a process flow, it is not just thinking, because it is following a set of rules and regulations and laws and theories. And it is a process flow oriented, data intensive, and collaborative. Earlier, it was thinking that, okay, a scientist is sitting in a lab or a separate place like a mad, and he is thinking about it. He is not bothered about his own body and whatever is that. That imagination has gone now. It's a process flow. You have to establish a collaboration. You have to get a data. And it is a data intensive. That research method itself is big data, and the data is celebrated and shared and analyzed in a different context. And researchers from different disciplines are provided with active, positive, in-depth, personalized, and convenient service. This is what the libraries are doing. Now already research data management is started in the library. And tools for data analysis is also, software tools are available in the library, and education are now in the package of your this workshop itself. Dr. Gowder and Kodandaram has done a fantastic job package of this. They can be used, improved. See, all these things are processed in the library, not just a topic, list of topic or research a topic or a topic of that particular workshop. It is all available. Actually, my personal experience is we added a clinical information system, we added research support system, we added author support system, all these things, including classroom support systems. So all these things are possible from the library. That's what I say. See, when we say inter-domain independent, domain dependent, or inter-domain or collaborative process established, the research become faster. Finding a topic is good from the good database. And university libraries have variety of research support system, research consulting, data analysis support, academic exchange support, IPR support, and publishing service. All these things are supported by the library. They know where to publish, how to publish, which is the best journal, which is the high impact journal, and how to handle the IPR aspect, and how to have the academic exchange. They can find out who is doing what before your topic is finalized. So many things are done by the library, but it's all not visible and not utilized. No visibility and no utilization, because that is never thought of by the users. When we are conducting this kind of workshop, this particular thing has to be disclosed by the library. See what you can do with the research team, or how you can integrate yourself into the integrate, and if at all you integrate into the activities, what all you can do, and how much load is there. Don't bother about the load. In present day universities, they don't consult much as the electric. See, they ask only one thing: what are the e-journals, e-books, and e-resources are available to us, and they don't bother how to use, where to use, and how to search, and what other facilities, what other expertise that we can expect from libraries. That is not happening. So that is where the libraries has to be done. And this particular model is called subject service model. And a great research has already happened on subject service model for researchers, and particularly in China and US. These two countries are really appointing people only for this purpose. They say, I don't have a time and I don't have a knowledge. I need not learn about the database or a database searching. I just want it. Don't disturb me. You just let me know. See, earlier, the Google beginning period, everybody wanted to say that, okay, I don't need library, I don't need library, I don't, so many don'ts were there. Now, it's not that. So they have seen all those things and come out with no research, no information, and no support. Now people are again back to this expertise. But what is happening is this expertise are extended by the computer science people than the librarians, and they are trying trial and error. See, you can learn the computer science is the easiest science, and it is an application software that we are using for all these services. You can learn the application software, but application software person cannot learn whole library and information domain expertise. That is not reversible. So acquiring application software, or you are dealing with the content, you're dealing with the tools, or dealing with these particular softwares, so you can discharge much better support for research. So there are 4 elements: idea generation, writing proposals, and research process and publications. All these things are really minimum 30% of the role is from the library, if at all they know how to use it. And factors are resource, service, and facility, that is technology, tool, and software. Librarian can fully position himself in the research process. And in the preparatory stage, designing, study, and collecting information, really knowledge gap and map, libraries can really support. It is, and the research will be faster, and they start with a good knowledge, and their direction setting for the research itself happens here, preparatory stage, identifying gap and map, and they collect information, and also including funding. And the preparatory stage, there are so many roles are there and available. And the major things other is subject service librarian or can at a preparatory stage clarify the research direction, improve the work efficiency and the process that librarian can support. In the developmental service, there are so many tracking of research and updating with the new technology, update with the content, everything you can support. Is all the 100 alert service cannot be put, but libraries can develop a profile. Even now automatic profiling is happening. So many things are automatically happening, but people are sufficed with that. Actually, if you go for an exhaustive understanding about each and every step, this collaboration between the users and the library is important. Discipline resource construction is also, and development and research based. That means conducting research. There are so many roles are there. Accumulation, storage of experimental data, and statistical analysis softwares and resources, data management. So there are so many participation of libraries in this stage, in this phase. Also, there are so many other standards, international data, public patents, what patents are available, if at all, if you want to make it a patentable research, what should have been done, what kind of patents are there, if at all you want to register patent, where you have to register. All these things also are after almost reaching the result. He can motivate the researcher to go for a patentable information. That is also possible from the libraries. There are so many, even Dr. Gowder himself has conducted some workshop on this. And outphase phase, there, how to publish in academic publishing. The academic publishing, so many are dealt by the many of these particular librarians are teaching them. And open access initiative is really supported by librarian and supporting that open. Already once I explained, it is that not just accessing a literature, it should be usable for all purpose, derivatives, all should be used. And at this stage, copyright consulting is also there. And this usage of literature, citation, impact has to be promoted. Even that promotion everywhere they are doing. But library can help to promote your own article, impact of your own article or your own research output, putting an IR or other services. They can promote the use of your research outcome and publication support also. Even the writing up also they can support. So there's a good collaboration between teachers or researchers and librarians. He's going to update collection method also. It's something like exchange between librarians. So in the process, they also improve the library collection method itself. Okay, we can meet 100% needs of the users. We develop within the particular budget, we can develop and we can give you. There is a science now. Now you say you can't, no institution can fund exhaustive collection. There is nothing like a word exhaustive anytime. But librarian, without using much of the unwanted the spending, he can make use of the budget to meet the maximum information needs of the user, either for research or classroom or for teaching or for learning. They can do it. So in this particular bilateral relationship or a collaboration between the librarians and research helps in developing a library for them, in giving an information to them, supporting them, promoting the outcome, every aspect. There is a collaborative domain-related support by the librarians. So there is something like an external environment promotion has been done by the libraries, and internal digital library services. Also, it is promoting a lot of research. And it has been claimed. See, actually what is happening is, for discovery, think clearly, structure your inquiries. And even that structuring can be done by the mapping activity of the librarian. So with this, there are so many things. I was just running. I didn't explain anything of this particular last few slides because of want of time already crossed 1.5 hours. So many things. But if there are any questions, I don't know whether the people remember all the things because I was running fast. Thank you very much. Thanks to Gowda, thanks to Ram, thanks to PS College. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for your wonderful lecture. Participants, if you have any question, please raise your question in the chat box. We will take it for the discussion.
I think it has taken, exceeded the time or what?
Exceeded by 5 minutes.
Okay. So that's why I could not, the last portion or the last half was very interesting, but to see if I start the explaining point by point, it takes too long a time. And this particular domain independent or domain dependent research and discovery and support bilateral, this one collaboration. It's a vast topic. It's a broad topic, and method by method I can't explain in this 1.5 to 2 hours. So that's why I could able to give you an overall picture about domain dependent research characteristics. I did mention about more of characteristics and more of support, more of collaboration, more of subject dependent research. And that is going to be in detail if we go ahead. I think we understand much better. Thank you.
Sir, actually, we don't have any question.
Okay.
But one participant is asking for the PPT to be shared. So
yeah, this is, I think, recorded or captured.
Yeah, it's being recorded, and we are going to host this video on the Atal portal, and we will be sharing the video link to the participants on WhatsApp group that is created for this FTP.
Okay. So, I'll mail it to you or whom?
Sir, we will be doing that, sir.
Okay.
Sir, one question we have received from the participant. Yeah. That is there any difference between the research done in pharmaceutical and engineering?
Yeah, there are a lot of difference. See, actually, the biological research and the physical science research, that to application of physical science is engineering. That is a application of the biological science. See, that is at a molecular level of a human being or with the material, natural things converted to artificial things. But engineering is not that pharmaceutical. Lot of difference. Vertical difference is more. Is it clarified or what? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Actually,
so one more question is, can an objective of research could be of qualitative or quantitative in nature?
The objectivity is by qualitative. See, in science, you are accepting as it is without any prejudice. That is objectivity. That is quality. See, in the objectivity, there is no variation. There is no quantification. There is no quality. It is accepted as it is. That is objectivity. That is objective research. There is no subjectivity in all this particular thing. No bias, no your own emotions, no quality thinking. You accept. If it is something, bird means bird or plant means plant. Or green means green and the plant is green. You accept it and see why it is like that. You are finding the reasons why it is like that. You are not going to modify it. You are not going to test whether the quality of that particular plant is good or not. If otherwise a disease. If you are accepting as it is, that is objectivity. There is no question of quality at all. Qualitative research is not that. That comes the research process, not in the objectivity.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for answering the questions nicely. And all of your answers were satisfactory. Now I would like to thank you for taking your time to be a part of our program. Your presentation was really worthy and phenomenal, sir. I hope all our participants have been benefited by your vast knowledge through this presentation. I thank you for being a part of our program, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If I have not wasted your 1.5 hours, I
No, sir,
think
it's not
it-
wasted, sir. It's fruitful, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.